Córdoba's Mezquita is one of the most famous buildings in all of Spain. Located at the heart of Córdoba's Old Town, the Mezquita stands as a monument to the city's past, charting centuries of Islamic and Christian rule. In this video, we'll be sharing everything you need to know to plan your visit to the Mezquita. For centuries, what was to become Spain was ruled by the Moors, and evidence of this is present throughout the country's architecture, particularly in the southern region of Andalusia. The Mezquita was first built in 785 by Abd al-Rahman, who founded the Emirate of Córdoba around the same time. Over the next 200 years, the building was gradually expanded, including the addition of a minaret in 958. When the Christians conquered the city of Córdoba in 1236, the Mezquita was converted into a Christian cathedral. However, significant renovations to change its appearance did not take place until the 16th century, when a Renaissance-style cathedral was built in the centre of the building. Around the same time, the original minaret was encased in what is now the bell tower. Luckily, the Christian monarchs decided that the Moorish architecture was too beautiful to destroy in its entirety, which is why the majority of the iconic red and white archways have been preserved. Córdoba's Mezquita became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984, a testament to its rich history and cultural significance. The Mezquita is located in the centre of Córdoba's Old Town, just metres from the banks of the Guadalquivir River. This means that if you're staying anywhere in the historic centre, you can easily walk to the Mezquita in less than 10 minutes. If you're just visiting Córdoba for the day and you're travelling by train, the easiest way to get to the Mezquita is to take a 10-minute taxi straight from the station. You enter the Mezquita through the Patio de los Naranjos, which has entrances on the western and eastern sides of the building. To go inside the Mezquita, head to the western side of the building.
You're definitely going to want to visit the Mezquita when you're here in Córdoba. It's probably the number one reason why anybody comes. And as with any famous tourist attraction, it's going to get very busy. Again, we're at the start of the spring season here. It was pretty busy yesterday morning. So you definitely want to book your tickets in advance because you don't want to miss out on this. If you book online, the tickets are €13 each, which is pretty good value. Now there's also an add-on fee you can pay, a separate €3 to climb the main bell tower of the cathedral. Although I've got to point out, we didn't get to do it because it was so rainy that it was closed, even though we'd booked online. But it's definitely worth doing for €3.
Although the real treasures lie inside, it's still worth exploring all sides of the Mezquita on the outside too. Upon first glance, it might just look like a fairly plain square building, but up close there are several areas of beautiful architectural detail to admire, particularly on the eastern facade.
The footprint of the Mezquita building, including the courtyard, is absolutely huge. Again, if you look at it, I don't know whether it's square or rectangular. It's pretty close to a square, but if you look how far it goes down here, and obviously you walk around it, the four sides, it's absolutely enormous. And that encompasses the orange courtyard, but I would say that's probably only about a third of the footprint. 2/3 of it is taken up by the massive hall with the arches that you walk through. It's a very impressive building, both inside and out. And just an example of how detailed the building is, look at this stonework on the outside here. It's absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the best views of the Mezquita, the Puerto de Espíritu Santo. You can see all the details above the door. It's absolutely fabulous. We have tickets for the 10 o'clock entry to the Mezquita in Córdoba, which is when it opened. But even on a rainy day like this, you can see it's pretty busy. This is one place you're definitely going to need to pre-book. If you don't pre-book, you might get in. But in the summer, if you're coming in, so definitely pre-book because you won't get in. Make sure you get here early, get in the queue.
Queues are quite common at the Mezquita, so we would recommend getting in line at least 15 minutes before your entry slot. The Mezquita opens at 10 AM every day. So if you want to get a quieter visit, book the 10 AM slot and make sure you're one of the first in line to get inside. We did this and it was worth it. For the first 10 minutes there was hardly anyone inside the Mezquita with us. Words can't describe how amazing the Mezquita is on the inside. Of course, I'd seen pictures of the red and white archways, but that doesn't prepare you for just how vast the building is. The archways feel like they go on forever. And of course, the unique thing about the Mezquita is that, among all of its stunning Moorish architecture, there is an equally stunning Renaissance-style cathedral built into the centre of the building. You are allowed to take photos inside the Mezquita, so make sure you have your phone or camera ready to capture that perfect shot. Just bear in mind that no tripods or stands are allowed. I'd recommend scheduling around 90 minutes for your visit inside the Mezquita, plus another 30 minutes to explore the Patio de los Naranjos outside.
So, as if the tower itself and inside the Mezquita and the wonderful arches wasn't enough, you have this beautiful courtyard. It's actually quite amusing to me. It's called the Patio de los Naranjos, the courtyard of the orange trees. And I can't actually see any oranges on these trees. I can only assume they've been harvested, because everywhere else we've been in Córdoba, down every street there's a tree. There's loads of oranges hanging off them. But it's a very beautiful courtyard. And again, it's got the nice pebble inlaid surface to walk on. It's a bit uneven, but it gives it a really nice look. It's free to visit the Patio de los Naranjos. You can just walk in off the street. There's several gates. It opens well before the 10 o'clock opening time in the Mezquita. And you can come and walk around the trees and the lovely cobbled, pebbled surface. See this fountain, look up at the bell tower. All of that's free. And obviously you have to pay to go inside the Mezquita. But I think it's a good choice that people can just come in and wander around here without paying. Definitely worth doing if you're in Córdoba.
So, now that we've toured the Mezquita, let's finish off the video with some top tips to make the most of your visit. Number 1. Buy your tickets in advance. As I said, the Mezquita is one of the most popular tourist attractions in the whole of Andalusia, and the one thing you absolutely must see when you come to Córdoba. So, we recommend booking your tickets online around a month before your visit. Number 2. Plan to visit early in the morning or later in the afternoon. Statistically, these times tend to be the quietest, so you'll have more room to move around, admire the architecture and take some great pictures. Number 3. Follow the dress code for religious buildings. When visiting the Mezquita, there are a few important rules to follow when it comes to the dress code. You are not allowed to wear hats or caps inside, and you're asked to dress respectfully. This generally means no sleeveless shirts and no very short shorts. Also, large bags are not allowed. And that's about it for today's video. As I've said many times, the Mezquita is an incredible place, and somewhere I would highly recommend visiting if you're planning a trip to Andalusia. In fact, I would say that it's one of the best buildings I've visited in Spain. If you have any questions about visiting the Mezquita, leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more travel tips and tricks. Thanks for watching Rob on Holiday, and we'll see you next time.